Hello, Elder Smith here. Now today I'd like to continue where we left off in Genesis. We're now in chapter 33. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, and he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Now this is a turn of events that Jacob would have never guessed coming. And it also shows even more the blessings that God has given Jacob, because Esau, who had such hatred for Jacob in the beginning, and desired for vengeance, even to take his own life, now after being gone for all these years, have returned. This is the first time they've seen each other since Jacob ran away. And Esau embraced him and kissed him, and they both wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are these with thee? And he said, The children which God hath graciously given thy servant. Now, listen to how he worded that. He didn't credit any of these things to himself. Jacob has become a very rich man. But not only did he say, these are things that God has given me, but these are things that God has graciously given me. He's acknowledging by saying that these are things that he doesn't deserve. When you say someone graciously gave me something, or when God graciously gives me something, you're not only acknowledging that God is blessing you, but you're acknowledging that He's blessing you with things that you're unworthy of, things that you're undeserving of. And anytime God blesses us, He is always doing it graciously. Never has He blessed us with anything that we can truly say we've earned. So when He blesses us and gives us things and people, blesses us, makes us spiritually rich, and also giving us knowledge, giving us wisdom, when we are able to get through day to day financially, He is graciously giving us those things. But not only that, but he says that God has graciously given to thy servant. Jacob, who God has renamed Israel, is calling Esau his servant. Then the handmaids came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near, and Rachel, they bowed themselves. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. Because if you remember, in the last video, we read over how Jacob was hoping to find grace in the sight of Esau, so he divided some of his servants and his cattle to give to Esau as a gift. So Esau is questioning him about what does he mean by giving him these things. So Jacob explained to him that it's so that I may find grace in your sight. And Esau saying, no, I don't need these things. Keep them. I've been blessed enough. But Jacob is not having it. He's saying, no, please. If I really have found grace in your sight, you will keep them, please. For therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing, that it is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me. There's that word again, graciously. And because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, my Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and the herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according to as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord unto Seir. And Esau said, let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, what needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him an house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. When he came to Padanaram, he pitched his tent before the city, and he bought a parcel of a field, where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. And he erected there an altar, and called it Elihoah Israel. So we're reaching a point where now the story has almost gone full circle, because Jacob is returning into the land which he ran away from, to his family. Now, why do I say almost full circle? I say almost because Jacob is not the same man he was when he ran away. He was a man like all of us before God touches our hearts. But God entered into his life, changed him, and blessed him, and was there to guide him the whole way. And now he has left his family and the land that he belonged in as Jacob, and is now returning as Israel. Likewise, that's all of us. God changes us when he touches our hearts, and through his guidance and his blessings, we are made different, but we're made better. We're never the same ever again, and that's always a good thing. Now, remember the study, the show thyself approved, rightfully dividing the word, Put on the whole armor of God and fight the good fight.